So with the double welt pocket, the process remains the same as the single welt. The only thing is you're doing it twice now, right? So remember how for the single welt we only had 1/2 inch here for the box be true to cut in. This is 1 inch because we're adding a strip on top and at bottom. Precision is very important for this pocket. You are supposed to have perfect measurements. So make sure once you have drawn it, it's not different. When you're about to cut it, just make sure you take your ruler and check it real quick, okay? Now I'm doing the same process again. I am gonna give it a slight little cut. Now I don't want to cut more because I can't see behind on the back of the fabric. So I'm doing a very small snip here because I don't want to cut more and accidentally go diagonal. I'm going all the way to the corner here. And I'm repeating that same step for the other side. I'll get one of you guys to press these seams inside. Actually, I want to show you how to press it, so let's go.
Turn and I win.
Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm pressing this section inwards and I'm making sure I'm following my line. Now make sure before cutting that you have interfacing behind it, which keeps your fabric secure from fraying once you put that cut in here. I'm letting the fabric absorb the heat.
The sideways.
All right, and then all I'm doing is I'm pressing these corners that I've cut out in V shape also inside. Okay, once you have given it a nice press, you are ready to start sewing. All right. Okay.
Guilty right away.
All right, so once your machine is all prepped up and ready to go, you remember we have these strips. I have already pressed them right sides together. I will be sewing by placing those right sides together on the wrong side at my 1/2 inch seam allowance. Always remember to back stitch to secure your seams. Going ahead and pressing the other side now. Okay. Once you have secured your pieces properly by back stitching the corners, remember the process where we clip the edges. We also do it for collars as well to get the sharper corners. So what you will be doing is I'm staying 1/8 inch away from my end, and I'm cutting where the fold is, not where it's open, but where the fold is in an angle. Okay, then I'm gonna make it a little smaller, and what I'm doing next is actually making one layer slightly uneven than the other. Now what that does is it eliminates bulkiness from one edge, distributing it equally. Okay, you're repeating the same step on the other side. Once your strips are all prepped up, you are ready to sew it together. So my first step is to flip them inside out, give them a nice iron press by poking all my corners out. I don't know if anybody noticed, but my nails are sharp enough to actually poke them out.
Just this one.
Give them a quick press. All right, so you'll have two strips prepared. One attaches to the top, one attaches at the bottom, okay? Now I'm again placing them the way I want them to sit. So this one I need to attach to this point, and because I have it already pressed, these lines, my cutout, it's easy for me to gauge the measurements. I'm just lining up my edges. I'm making sure my corners are lining up, and I'm gonna pin them. This is one pocket you don't want to shift on you. Once you have it properly pinned, please make sure to take a look on the right side to make sure everything is good. Once it's all ready, I am ready to sew it, and I'm sewing at my pressed line, which is also going to be used as a guideline. Again, start by back stitching and securing your seam right there. As you're going, keep adjusting if you have to. And I'm making sure I am sewing on this pressed line, which is my 1/2 inch seam allowance. As I'm coming close to the edge, I am gonna back stitch to secure. So this is what it looks like at the moment. You'll be repeating the same step for the top piece. I'm just placing it how it's supposed to go. And I am sewing just on this side. Again, I want to make sure it's lining up properly. And it's lining up at your 1/2 inch. Once I have the placement, I'm just gonna pin it again, the other side. So always make sure on the right side that everything looks good. Once I have my accurate placement, I'm ready to sew it again. Again, I'm using my 1/2 inch guideline, my pressed line. Back stitching to secure. Make sure you're at your 1/2 inch. And I just back stitch to secure the end of my seam. So this is what it ends up looking like at the moment. Okay, this is gonna get pushed in, that's gonna get pushed in. Right? Okay, sweet. So once this is ready, you're ready to connect the pocket bag basically. Remember that your pocket bag's connecting at the bottom here and at the top. However, if you feel like you have to go ahead and top stitch, which sometimes I do recommend depending on your design, it ends up holding everything together. You can go ahead and do that, but also depends on your design if you want a cleaner look. It's something you don't have to do, okay? So I will be doing this sample without the top stitch and showing you the difference because we did the top stitch for the other one. So I'm connecting my pocket bag and I'm matching the notches. I'm matching them at the top because it is at the same amount of seam allowance, which is our 1.5. You can either start with connecting at the top or at the bottom. Once you have your bag connected at the base, you can actually just flip it around and turn it to the top and connect it to the top layer. Again, I'm lining up my notches and my seam allowance. Once you have your pocket bags connected, it looks like this. There's still hollow on the sides. Now to connect the sides, what I am gonna do is I'm gonna make sure these are nicely pressed first of all. And then I'm gonna flip this out and connect my V shape with the pocket bag, and in that same stitch I'm just gonna go ahead and secure my sides. Now with this V shape on the corner, try to be pretty close to your seam, otherwise you'll always see a gap kind of sticking out. I'm just making sure everything is pushed out of the way when I'm about to sew it. If you're having trouble, you can change to edge foot. I'm securing the V first. And then I'm gonna go ahead and secure my bag. So if you take a look, you'll see it's not pulling anymore. It's not opening anymore. It's nicely secured in its place. You're gonna repeat that same step on the other side. Once you have your corners secured, you are gonna go ahead and you're gonna top stitch your edges off your welt pocket, your double welt pocket. So what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna place it where my placement is supposed to be, and I'm just going very close to the edge, and I'm just gonna be stitching those down. Now make sure you have the placement as you want. Okay, I would love to continue the demo, but the needle broke.
Oh.
So, I will show you where the top stitching is done. So, where you have your top stitching done is actually at the very, very edge, which secures your entire pocket from moving anything any further out, up, down. It's not lifting for you like that, and you end up with a nice, beautiful pocket. Sweet?
Sweet. Is it just on the bottom or both sides?